Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's going to be reviewing the Hyundai Santa Fe Calligraphy. Before we get into this video though, as always, if you're going to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 2.5 liter 4-cylinder that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 21 around town and then 28 on the highway, with power outputs being 281 horsepower and then 311 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. So starting with the hood, you guys can see distinct lines there on either side, and I think this silver paint looks pretty sharp on the Santa Fe. Down below, we've got these split light designs. You guys can see the daytime running lights there and how it bleeds down into the headlights section. And then look at the grille here on the Calligraphy, pretty fancy looking. And they got some parking sensors. Now, this does not look as cool as the newly announced Santa Fe, but it's, you know, a decent looking crossover. Coming around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 255, 45, 20 in the front and over in the rear. And you guys can see here with the wheels, you got the silver there on the top mixed in with the metallic gray, and there's quite a bit happening with those wheels. And then notice the fender flares are body painted. The mirror caps are also body painted, and then you guys can see silver trim around the windows, and then also look at the roof rails as well, and then some more silver trim here at the bottom. And then here's a full side view on the Santa Fe. And again, it doesn't look bad, but I can also understand why they've gone for a boxier design with the new Santa Fe. Now here's a quick look at our key fob. We have our unlock function, our lock function, the opening for the hatch, self-park, and then the remote start function, as well as the Hyundai logo there on the back. And speaking of the back, you guys can see we've got quite a bit of cargo space here in the rear. Now with the Santa Fe, you can get a third row. Looks like this particular one doesn't have that. But you guys can see for the second row, you can fold it down easily with those switches right there. And then you got the 12 volt as well. And when you're all done, just press this button and it will lower the hatch right back down. Now, I actually think the taillight design, how it all connects, I think that's pretty cool looking. Of course, get your regular badges there on the back as well. And then you can see the parking sensors there at the bottom with the exhaust tip cover. Oh, actually, yeah, just cover. Anyways, let me know your thoughts on the overall design of the Santa Fe, and let me know if you like this version, like with the looks more, or if you like the new version more. I'm on the team of the new version, to be honest. And now popping inside, soft touch here at the top, and then you guys can see you've got a little sunshade here, and then more soft touch down below. Got our window control here, and then that's for the heated seat for the rear passenger. Then you can see the speaker for the sound system, pretty cool. And then here are the seats. You got the quilted design perforated all down the center as well. And then you guys can see here with the seat adjustment on the side. Ah, naked feet! Anyways, feet room is good back here. And then you guys can see you've got some vents here in the rear, and you got some USB action, and then you actually have a little storage pocket there on the passenger side. And then got a cup holder armrest here in the back. And then last but not least, item's pretty good. Now taking a look at the front door panel, you guys can see again, soft touch here, and I like this trim that goes across, and then more padding down below. All of our window controls here, we've got our mirror adjustments, the mirrors do power fold in, we also got memory seat functionality, blind spot monitoring with the mirrors, and then again, look at the speaker here for the sound system. Now taking a look at the seats, again, you guys can see like the quilt design there at the top, perforated all down the center portion, and then we've got all of our power adjustments here on the side, and then parking brake right here, got your lane departure, that's for the hatch, stability control, and then the steering wheel is actually manually adjustable. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you guys can see perforated on either side, soft touch here at the top and at the bottom, and then you guys can see the trim here at the bottom. And then we've got really nice paddle shifters there on the back, some controls here for the center stack, adaptive cruise control, steering assist, which works actually pretty well. And then some other controls like your volume controls, phone controls, all of that as well. And then your regular stocks there on the back. Now I got this digital gauge cluster here, which we can use to scroll through different bits of info on the car, which is pretty fun. But the most fun is the drive mode select. So we do have some different drive modes. You guys can see it doesn't really change anything with the gauge cluster, but it obviously changes how the car performs. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera here with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. You got the bird's eye view as well. This has a full 360 camera resolution on it. It's great. And then this leads us to the rest of the infotainment system. You guys can see response time with the screen's great. It does come with passenger talk, even though this one's just a 2-row, which is kind of funny. But yeah, it's all easy to use. Down below, we've got analog controls here for the radio, the touchscreen in general, and then our climate controls down below that, and then we got the buttons here for the gear select, and you guys can see auto stop, start, your auto hold, heated steering wheel control, drive mode select with center locking differential, hill descent control, parking sensor action, that's for the camera, and then your heated and cooled seats. And then you guys can see some USB action, cup holder action, then got a little cover there, and then wireless phone charging pad inside of this little like cubby thing, another cup holder, and then look at the center console storage, massive. Got some really nice padding here, you can see on the side as well, and boom, more storage down below. Soft touch here on the dash, but this is actually hard touch, and then we do have a heads-up display as well, for those of you wondering. And then there's this little like storage cubby right here, and then more storage inside the glove box is normal, right? Up top here, we got our control for the full panoramic sunroof, and it's gonna be hard to see because of the lighting today, but we do have a really nice headliner. It's kind of a calligraphy thing. So we've got our window sticker here for the calligraphy. The most important thing is the price. Total MSRP after all options, $45,255. Let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before you set off. Here's visibility over the hood, and hopefully you can see the heads-up display. Both the mirrors do a blind spot monitoring throughout the rest of the rear, and let us set off. So setting off in the Santa Fe Calligraphy, and I'm gonna be completely honest, I do not know, well, I kind of have an inkling of an idea why Hyundai sent this out, but I also don't know why Hyundai sent this out, because it's like, the new one's already been announced, and so I'm gonna be honest, I doubt anyone's even gonna watch this video, but like, hey, it's here. If you were wondering, my thought is, I've seen a ton of these for sale at Hyundai dealerships, and the new one's already been announced, and so I think Hyundai sent, you know, some of these out to press people to try to get some excitement to sell the Santa Fe's that are out there, because they're not, it's not like they're not selling, but you know, there's a bunch of them that are basically unsold, is the point that I'm trying to make. So I think that's kind of what's happening. Got it in the sport mode here now. I do love the turn signal camera. It's a pretty cool feature. Obviously, you know, you don't want to rely on it, but I will say that it kind of, I don't know, it adds like a layer of like a safe feel when you're making a turn, because you like have another thing to kind of let you know that nobody is there. And this thing's decently quick, honestly. I like this engine. I haven't been annoyed with this for the most part. Like, there have been some certain situations where I'm like, okay, I want more power. But for the most part, like most situations, it's felt like it's more than enough power. So I think that's pretty positive. Ride quality's good. Seats are comfortable. Now this doesn't have massaging seats like the Palisade Calligraphy, which is sad, but these seats are still really, they're really comfortable overall. So I guess no complaints from me. Aside from that, like I said, it's a comfortable ride. I think it's a great daily driver vehicle. I don't really have anything bad to say about how this drives. You know, something like, I'm thinking some competitors with this. You might compare this to like the Chevy Blazer, right? Or the Jeep Grand Cherokee, because I mean, again, you can get this with a third row, but this one doesn't have it. So it's not quite as big as the, you know, the Telluride or the Palisade, but it's kind of a bigger crossover. So it's in that weird in between space that it seems like it's not as that particular segment of crossovers isn't as popular anymore. But yeah, I mean, I think that compared to the competition, you know, Grand Cherokee and Blazer, I mean, this provides a lot more bang for your buck, right? The features you're getting compared to the price. Woo! It's got a good powertrain too. Yeah, so I think it's good overall. With that being said, I think the new one looks cooler. The new one is apparently a little bit bigger as well. Boxier design means it's going to feel more open inside. So I obviously haven't driven the new one. I haven't seen the new one in person, but my guess is I'm probably going to end up liking it more than this, which is a good thing. I think that it'll help Hyundai sell more. But I also want to say that I feel like Hyundai's doing the Toyota thing where they're kind of overcomplicating their lineup. Like, they just have too many. They're getting to the point where they have too many vehicles, right? You've got this, you've got the Telluride, and the new Santa Fe is slightly bigger, so it's like gonna basically be the size of a Telluride pretty much, or sorry, Palisade, same vehicle. Anyway, you guys get the point. And there's just so many crossovers, and it's like they're getting to the point where they're starting to have some crossover with the crossovers. See what I did there? That was good. That was good. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Santa Fe, but I think the new one looks a lot cooler. I think this is a good vehicle, but I think that for the extra $5,000 to $10,000 you'd spend on the Palisade, depending on the package you get in the Palisade. Again, Calligraphy Palisade's like close to 55 grand now. I think for a lot of people, it's probably worth it to get more space, the, you know, guaranteed third row, and the massaging seats and all that. But let me know your thoughts on that.